This girl has so much rizz on this otaku boy, and he sucks at talking to girls, kinda reminds me of you. Oh, you thought I'd go lower. The name of the manga is Sakurai Wants to Be Noticed. It's about a girl who's obsessed with a boy and rizzes him up at any moment. Mako. The main character was chilling next to a window enjoying the breeze when we were already introduced to Sakurai's fan service. Damn, I guess the author couldn't wait until we were 5 pages in. Sakurai came into the room and sat on Mako's desk and mocked him, and Mako got embarrassed. The bell rings and it's lunchtime soon after. Mako asks if Sakurai was going to eat anything and she says kind of, then asks him, do you know why? And he starts thinking of what it could be. Mako mutters he thinks it's because he's here and she asks him to repeat. He overthinks and says, there's no way he can say that. Sakurai says too bad, time's up, and goes really close to his face and tells him it's a secret. My man drops to the floor like he just got shot by that M1911. Sakurai laughs at Mako's suffering. Mako says she should at least tell him, but she says it's obvious. Sakurai says she should at least give him a prize, then shoves the juice in his mouth and asks him if he likes it. He replies he does, and she says she drank a bit of it and he chokes so hard it comes out his nose. She cleans his face, at this point making his blade stronger than titanium. Sakurai asks him to tell her when he figures it out, and he'll get a special reward once he does. She's about to leave to go to her friends, then Mako stops her stuttering and says nothing. She hits Mako with the
"Don't think too hard, handsome. See you later."
Stares at him and smiles. After school, alone in the library, Sakurai asks Mako if he can help her study, but she got bored and was playing with his hair the whole time. Mako was flustered and tries to tell Sakurai they need to study seriously. Mako asked her why she'd ask him, as he isn't the smartest in the class, and she said that he's the easiest to talk to, and Mako starts blushing. Sakurai asks if Mako figured out what she was saying, and he said he hasn't. Sakurai, disappointed, says, what a shame. She gives him a book and tells him to solve all of it, and maybe he'll find the answer to his question from before. The first question is, who is he talking to right now? It's Mako. The second question is, who does she get along with the best among the boys? And Mako answers with Takahisa. She says to him, it's you. And no, it's not you. It's Mako, obviously. The third question is, what's her favorite drink? Mako sits there thinking for a while. He gets the question wrong. It's the same as Mako's favorite drink. And Sakurai begins activating her rizz and tucking her hair under her ear and giving the stare that makes Mako extremely bricked up. I mean happy. It was getting late, so Sakurai was going to leave. Mako tries to get her to stop for a minute and asks her about what she just said. She says it's a secret. She said they'll study together again tomorrow. Mako was walking down the hallway to go to the classroom as usual. Sakurai was waiting for him next to the classroom door. She was thinking that they could go to the courtyard instead today. They studied in the courtyard. When Sakurai finished, Mako asked what made her want to go to the courtyard. She said she wanted to do something different because their tests are tomorrow. She fed Mako sweets and he got embarrassed. Sakurai took the wrong drink by accident and drank it, making Mako get embarrassed. They awkwardly sit there apologizing to each other. Sakurai offers her drink to Mako as payback with god-tier rizz and gives it to Mako, making him confused as Sakurai is trying to convince him into drinking it. They continue drinking each other's juice, making me notice how lonely I am, smiling and kicking my feet in my bed. Sakurai asked if he likes the juice. He said he does. She says she feels the same way, with a smile on her face making Mako blush as Sakurai stares into his eyes. She leans over the table and tells Mako to stay still, and oh my god, they're kissing. No, she's just wiping his face after cleaning Mako's face. Sakurai tells him to give the test his all and leaves to go meet up with her friends. When one of them asked why she didn't come to the library, then another asked if she had a boyfriend. She blushes and says it would be nice if she did. Let's rewind the story back to how they first met. Sakurai was out under the building while it was raining outside, and judging by this image, this boy offered her to go with him. Luckily, Sakurai wasn't into NTR manga, so she rejected him. She was waiting while on her phone, hoping for the rain to eventually pass. Sakurai was thinking of when she used to stalk Mako, figuring out his favorite drink, which for some reason was a disgusting energy oolong tea. Seriously, what is that? It sounds like someone poured Red Bull and put a tea bag in there. Anyway, figuring out his interests and how she started to like the most ordinary guy to ever exist. While gazing at the rain thinking about it, she mutters to herself that she doesn't want to get wet. Coincidentally, someone comes over to her and offers her an umbrella. Sakurai gets startled and doesn't know what to say when Mako calls her by her name. I don't know if it's just me, but the height difference looks a whole lot different unless it's the way she's standing. Either way, I don't mind those tall legs. Anyway, Mako said goodbye, and Sakurai looked like she wanted to say something to Mako but couldn't say it. She stayed quiet and began blushing. Sakurai thanks Makoto the next day for the umbrella. As she's drinking drinking the juice, she tells Mako that it tastes disgusting. Mako says it is kinda disgusting, but he kind of likes it. Sakurai laughs at him, calls him weird, and gives him her drink. After that, they started talking to each other more and more, bonding over many different things like my YouTube videos, which they're saying you should check out later. They were sitting down and Mako tries to tell Sakurai something, and she goes in Mako's face and tells him that he's gone red. And sweet Jesus, ladies hit a guy up. Sakurai looks down and sees her touching his leg real close to the meat. Mako says, "It's not like he doesn't like it or anything though. You know he trying to do something, if you know what I'm saying." Sakurai blushes and then brushes it off soon after asking him. She then asks what girl is his type. But sadly, the author cuts it off without showing Mako's answer. Sakurai was waiting under the building for Mako to give her an umbrella again. She smiles and says, "I was waiting for you," clenching a bit too close to him. Mako was going out shopping after getting off the train. Sakurai coincidentally sees Mako there, and she goes to him to say hi. She asks what he's doing here, and Mako says he's come to do shopping and there's a book he's after. She asks, "Is that all?" Mako asks, "What's wrong?" She starts touching his hand a bit and says they should go together since she had stuff to do down that way too, with a smile on her face, while they were walking inside a clothes store. They have a conversation about how it's the first time that they've seen each other in street clothes and how Mako couldn't recognize Sakurai when he first saw her. Sakurai asks if she looks cute, but Mako is in a loss for words and says, "You look like yourself, missing the opportunity to flirt with her. Can we pause a moment to look at those big juicy legs? If I was there, I wouldn't be able to stop staring." Sakurai asks Mako if he's gone anywhere during summer vacation, but he's just been at home playing games the whole time. Mako asks what she's done during the summer vacation. Sakurai says she wants to go somewhere, but it's been pretty much the same as his. The swimsuits caught her eye, and Sakurai asks Mako if he wants to go to the beach sometime. Mako looks confused. She wants to wear something like this at the beach, but she also likes the other swimsuits there too. Then, with her mighty rizz, asks Mako to decide which one he likes the most. Mako passes the vibe check, directing her to the one he likes more. Although I would prefer this one, he still chooses a very valid choice for obvious reasons. Sakurai looks up and Mako gets all red and embarrassed again, while Sakurai gives him a look knowing exactly what she's doing. She goes over to the hangers to get her size and puts it in front of her and says, "I'll wear it for you someday," with the biggest smile on her face. Mako gets quadruple bricked up from this moment. Sakurai says to him, "Did you imagine me wearing it?" She knew exactly what she was doing with the swimsuit. Directing the attention away, she brings Mako over to look at this. "Okay, unfortunately, I think I'm going to get YouTube age restrictions if I show this. Just kidding, I'll blur it." Well, anyway. Sakurai laughs at Mako's facial expression. They go out to different shops, buying ice cream, clothes, and spending time together, going on a date, in other words, even locking arms together. They ended up hanging out all day, and it was the evening. Mako asks Sakurai what she had to do that day, and she said she forgot. She said it's okay because she got to go out on a date with Mako. In disbelief, Mako blushes and believes it couldn't possibly be a date, and she couldn't possibly like him. Sakurai sits there with a smile on her face, noticing how red he is. She looks at him with a big smile and asks, "If you had the choice, would you say it's not a date, or would you say it was?" Making Mako extremely red, Sakurai whispers in his ear, "In that case, next time take me on a date." Mako says sure. Sakurai says she wants to go to the beach, and Mako answers by saying, "I'll invite you next time." This is the end of Chapter 5. If you want me to recap more of this manga, let me know in the comments. Consider subscribing. I heard it shines a funny color when you press it. Anyway, thank you for your time.